Today, I chose to talk to you about faith. And I decided on the theme, I don't know, 2 days ago, yes? So my people says, okay, Mabel, we have to prepare the banners. What are you going to talk about this Saturday? And I said, okay, I think I'm going to talk about faith. And then this morning, I received this, or at least I saw it today. And I'm going to tell you, I think this will show you why faith is so important right now. And this is what we are trying to defend, you know, and fight for. So I know that many people still don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to read you something from Rudolph Steiner. The guy lived from 1861 to 1925. So I'm sure he wrote this before he died, you know? So this is before 1925. And he said, in the future, the soul, S-O-U-L, will be eliminated by medicine. On the pretense of health, there will be a vaccine whereby the human organism will be treated as soon as possible, possibly directly at birth, so that the human being cannot develop the awareness of the soul and the spirit. I'm going to read that again. There will be a vaccine whereby the human organism will be treated as soon as possible, possibly directly at birth, so that the human being cannot develop the awareness of the soul and the spirit. Materialistic doctors, what? Materialistic doctors cannot be. They are really always so committed to helping, you know, people. How could be materialistic doctors? I think that's what we are seeing right now in the world, yes? People making a lot of money and not caring or not saying the truth. Materialistic doctors will be entrusted with the task of removing the soul from humanity. Like today, people are vaccinated against specific diseases, so in the future, children will be vaccinated with a substance that will immunize against the madness of a spiritual life. The vaccinated person could be very clever, but would not develop a conscience. And that's the real goal of some materialistic circles. I mean, this is coming from when? And we were living where? I didn't know this was happening. With such a, and I shouldn't be saying the word, let's call it inoculations, injection. You could get the etheric body to detach from the physical body. When the etheric body is detached, the relationship between the soul and the universe becomes extremely unstable, and man an automaton, because the physical body of man must be polished on this earth by will and by spiritual effort. So the vaccine becomes, I shouldn't say that word, becomes a kind of force that rivets consciousness to matter. Man can no longer get rid of materialistic feeling. It remains animal by constitution and can no longer rise to spiritual consciousness. This was Rudolph Steiner. I don't know what year he wrote it, but it was before 1925. So what do you think? Isn't it interesting? So many people were telling us what was coming, and we didn't listen. But now it is time, and now we have the time, and we have to wake up. We have to wake up, guys. We have to do what we came to do. And we are here because we can. We can do it. So, you know, for us, you know, playing small and big things, no, please. Okay? So welcome. Thank you for being here. So I have internet connection problems today. I am here with the network in the phone with Instagrammers only. So last week I read from my very first book that I wrote in 2003, that I probably started writing in 2002 or 2001. I don't know how long it took me, that one. But it was published in 2003. And it's nice to read it and see that I wouldn't change anything, yeah, and that is so current with everything that is happening. But I wanted to show you, well, some people said, oh, I love that you read, you know, from your book. So, okay, I'm going to start reading from my books now. I just want you to know, no, I want to show you kind of the process. But first, Mabel, I am the I. Yes. So first, we're going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to say, I am the I for you, so that we can come from pure of heart, you know. It's a great tool, you know, a great Hooponopono tool to open. I am the I. I come forth from the void into light. I am the breath that nurtures life. I am that emptiness, that hollowness beyond all consciousness. The I, the it, the all. I draw my bow of rainbows across the waters, the continuum of minds with matters. I am the incoming and outgoing of breath, the invisible, untouchable breath, the undefinable atom of creation. I am the I. So again, thank you for being here. And I want to show you the process of my very first book. Yeah, this was, I mean, I'm showing you the Spanish version, but the English was exactly the same. So this was my very first printing of The Easiest Way. Okay, so this is how my first book looked like, started looking. Yeah, and then it became this. You know, this is Mabel Katz too. Yeah, this is me. It's a before and after. Okay, this is when I used to be a tax specialist. Okay, and then became this. And not only The Easiest Way, but it's The Easiest Way Special Edition. Why? Because we added an appendix that is the easiest way to understanding Hooponopono with all the frequently asked questions. Okay, so today I'm gonna read from Chapter 3, Faith. Our true power is happiness, and this comes only when we surrender to everything else. This is Dan Millman in The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Did you read that book? It's really very good. And you know what the surprise was for me about that book? That he describes, first of all, oh no, I am getting, no, yes, he describes the three parts of ourselves, the one that we talk in Hooponopono. Yeah, the unihipili, the subconscious mind, the uhani, the conscious, and the aumakua, the superconscious mind. And he describes it, and he talks about those parts and everything. It's very, very interesting. Okay. Most of my life, I did not believe in God. God did not exist for me. I grew up thinking that I was the one that achieved everything in my life, and that everything I had to, that I own, that I had, I owe to my work, dedication, and personal effort. We Jews are very traditional, and I, like a good Jew, respected those traditions. But I did not believe in God. When I finally woke up, I discovered inside myself a new world that I was completely unfamiliar with. A little later, I told my oldest son, Jonathan, life can be easy. He looked at me completely confused and said, that's not what you used to tell me before. To which I answered, I know, but now I know better. At that moment, I didn't have the slightest doubt. It was an intangible feeling that could not be expressed with words. I found it in my heart. We can all find it because we carry it within us. Like a good accountant, I look at the results. I observe, and when I look back on my life, since my awakening, it seems unbelievable all that has happened to me. And at that time, I didn't know what it was coming. Some find God in a temple or church. Others, like me, do not find it there. One day, we wake up with... Hold on, I got something here. Sorry. One day, we wake up, we start to look, and we realize that it's not even necessary to rise from bed to find God. It doesn't matter the denomination or what we call God. He or she is always with us. Wherever we go, he or she accompanies us. We do not know, nor we do have the slightest idea how God, love, works. We don't know what it can do for us. We cannot even imagine. The so-called miracles do really exist. We can experience them in every moment of our lives if we stop trying to understand everything with the intellect, and if we let go of our judgments and opinions and learn to let ourselves be taken by the flow of life. It is necessary to become aware that we, ourselves, are our own greatest obstacles in our own lives. We say that we trust, but we don't really. We say that we give our problems to God, love, but we still hold on to them. When we don't stop thinking about them and we get upset and worry, we let God know that we want to solve everything alone because we do not have faith in him or her. In that way, we do not get answers to our prayers because we have expectations. We believe that we know what is right and perfect for us. And when we ask something of God, we do it in an almost commanding way. We tell God what we want, how, what color, and what time we want it. However, God knows before we ask. He or she is so close that we do not need to shout. It is sufficient to think it. God has much more for us than we can imagine. It's only he or she is only waiting for us to give permission to give it to us. If we ask for specific things, like for example, oh God, would like to have more money, or enough money to travel to Europe, we put limits on our request. God grants us what is correct in every moment. In the case of the example, perhaps the correct thing was for us to go to South America instead of Europe. But in being so close off, the money does not come because what I requested is not correct for me. Maybe I was going to have an accident and die in Europe. In closing ourselves off in this manner, we are left without the possibility of receiving what is correct and perfect in a given moment. Sometimes God says no, like a good parent does, when his or her child cannot measure or realize the danger of the consequences of what he or she is asking for. For this reason, the secret is in requesting what is correct and perfect, and we do not know what that is. It is necessary to let go of expectations. In the precise moment, the most appropriate and perfect thing will arrive. We never know where it will come from. To receive the surprise, we must give permission. God, love, works in mysterious ways. If we allow it, if we believe and trust with all our hearts, everything will come to us without effort. God is the only one that can open certain doors and bring us close to the people who can help us and support us on our path. He or she puts us in the correct place in the perfect moment only when we stop talking so much to our neighbor instead of asking him or her directly. Remember in my book, The Easiest Way to Grow, the picture of God in a rocking chair? One day Ihaliakala heard like a noise, so he tuned in, he said, and he saw God sitting in a rocking chair. So he asked God and said, "What are you doing?" And God said, "Oh, I have so much time because nobody wants to talk to me. They rather talk to their neighbor, they rather talk to their psychologist. So I have all this time, in my hands, and I keep creating galaxies. So please, God has time for you, okay? Okay. Where I was. Just thinking about God lifts us away from our problems. Also, being thankful for what we have automatically changes our vibration. There are always good reasons to be thankful. The Indigo children say, if you imagine and believe that something will happen, it happens. If you imagine it, but you don't believe it, it will be difficult for it to happen. It is about having faith and not waiting for or wishing for something to happen. Having faith is being open to the possibilities. It means that we are willing to allow life to surprise us, that we dare to enter into the unknown and to stop being afraid of what happens or what appears uncertain to us. Whenever someone has faith, his or her heart opens. Many times we remain stuck and go around in circles, in the same place for lack of faith and fear of the unknown. It is worth it to learn from the seed, which despite its inability to imagine itself as an orchid, has the courage to open, get broken, and give itself to the process entirely to sprout from the earth's surface and emerge to the light. You understand? It's courage. And that's what we need right now, courage. To go through the darkness to see the light. A heart full of pain cannot imagine what it feels like to be loved or to be at peace. And that is how it is with everything. Many times we have to break with all patterns, all ways of thinking, and all beliefs. This implies having to pass through a dark tunnel, and at times having to feel pain. But it is the only way to come out ahead and to see the light. Jesus said that we must be children like children, to be able to enter into the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is here and now. It is dependent on us to experience it. We only have to stop thinking so much and stop believing that we know everything and we are always right. Many times, all our thoughts, information, and education distance us from what we really are. Innocence is no more than God's wisdom in us. Do I read that again? Innocence is no more than God's wisdom in us. Of course, it's necessary to be brave to take this path, but victory is 100% assured. Okay, this is what is at stake right now, our faith. So if we have faith, we can do it. If we connect with our spirituality, we can do it. Because that's where our power is. Now, I would like to discuss the most important kind of faith. Faith in oneself. Ooh. It is not imperative to believe in anything outside ourselves. It is not necessary to believe in God, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Moses, unless this makes us feel good. What is necessary is to believe and trust ourselves and in the power that is inside of us. To reach it, we must renounce many beliefs, opinions, and judgments about ourselves in order to like and accept ourselves exactly the way we are. I know that it's not easy. We do not even consciously know that these beliefs are what these beliefs are that are affecting us. But with the process that I teach in this book, Hooponopono, it's not necessary to know them, just to give permission for them to go away. When we believe in ourselves and we love ourselves unconditionally, we become invincible. People perceive this quality. It's not necessary to speak or to say anything. When we believe in ourselves, we will notice that certain people begin to distance from us, while others come closer, bringing with them the opportunities we yearn for. The secret lies in accepting ourselves just the way we are, no longer believing that we are not good, that we are not intelligent enough, and that we do not have enough money, or that a university degree is necessary first to be worth it. Only we can change what we believe. Only we can change what we believe about ourselves. The most important thing is to put ourselves first in order to stop being that person that others want us to be. It is necessary to wake up and understand that the power is inside of us and not in the approval of others. When we have faith in ourselves, our inner talents automatically begin to grow and we begin to feel happy. Faith in ourselves has to do with the capacity to love and enjoy life. Our life goes by in our minds. The war is inside our heads, and only we can return to peace. You know, when I read that in the Spanish, I was shocked. Because again, I wrote this when I was an accountant, when I was just kind of starting, yes, because I published it in 2003. And this is what Hija Liakala told me when I got, remember, the flor de lis that came from inspiration in Israel to me, and I wrote to him, and he sent me that long email telling me how the flor de lis was a cleaning tool, you know, and what it did about bloodshed and wars and things like that. But then he wrote me another email and he says, the worst wars are the ones in our heads. And this is what I put here. Our lives go by in our minds. The war is inside our heads. And only we can return to peace. I didn't remember that I had written something like that. It is essential to remember that in one sense, we are always right. If we say we can, we can. If we say we cannot, we cannot. We are here to live. We are here to enjoy life and be happy. Faith in ourselves gives us the freedom to be authentic. And this, in turn, begets the happiness that we yearn for so much. That we yearn for so much. Okay, I don't know if that's that we yearn for so much or that we yearn so much. Okay, that was my chapter about faith. That again, I published in 2003. I don't know when I wrote it exactly. I don't know how long it took me, that book. I was still an accountant. I had responsibilities, you know, with my clients. I was waking up at night to write it. I don't know if you remember the story that I told Ihaliakala. Oh, I started writing my book like a joke, yes? Me writing a book. And he said, good. Or wonderful. And I said, yeah, I wrote the index, again, as a joke. And his response was, that's the way you start writing a book, by the index. How did I know? Okay, anyway, all my books are from my heart, is to share with you the things that I'm learning, you know, the experience, you know, through years and things. And definitely they all come from my heart. And the one that surprised me the most was my first book, when people will tell me, your book changed my life. And I would say, how could a book from a tax accountant could change lives, you know? It was hard to believe. But also another comment that I have about my books is that they are easy to read. Sometimes they said in one seat in the bathroom. And you know what? That's wonderful, because the idea is that I teach the easiest way, yes? So here, making it complicated. And also because I always wrote it in English. And English is not my first language. So I had to do it easy, because I didn't know very complicated words. So the books are me, you know. It probably sounds like the way I talk too, even though I always had editors, you know. But anyway, thank you for letting me share. Faith is very, very important. It always was important, but now more than ever, because this is, like I said, this is what is at stake right now, you know, to disconnect us somehow from this, of our real identity. So we have to know what we are against, and we have to realize or make a decision, you know, if we are committed, if we are gonna, you know, do what we came to do or not. Okay, so we are gonna do our usual breathing ha, a Hooponopono tool. Remember that all we do when we do the breathing ha is breathe and count, okay? And the way we do it is we put the back straight, feet on the floor. If you are in a safe place, maybe you want to choose to close your eyes. And this is the way we put our fingers. We put these 3 fingers together, and then we interlock it to form the infinity sign. And then we put it on our legs or wherever is comfortable. We inhale and we count 7. Yeah, so I'm gonna inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I will hold my breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I will exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I will hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Okay. we do 7, 7, 7, 7, but that's one time, and we do that 7 times. Again, if you close your eyes, maybe when you finish, you want to open your eyes. Let's do it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful week. Next Saturday, I don't know that I will be able to connect. I will try maybe to connect another day or much earlier, but I don't know because we are presenting a class and we'll start at 10 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It's a class in Spanish. By the way, I am going to present the seminar of Hooponopono Saturday, July 9th in New Jersey, at 15 minutes from Manhattan. It's gonna be in Spanish, but if we have enough people interested in English, if you send us an email to support@mabelkatz.com, if you want to attend the seminar in English, and again, we will have like a waiting list. So if we have enough people, we will put translation and we are gonna do it bilingual, okay? But we have to have enough people for that, enough English speakers or non-Spanish speakers, okay, to do that. So let us know if you are interested. Yes, New Jersey, July 9th, because a lot of you are always asking, where am I gonna do a live presentation in English? So there you have it, July 9th in New Jersey, okay? The information is in my calendar. If you go to mabelkatz.com and you go to the calendar, you will have the information there. Remember, oh well, I don't have it here because I'm doing Instagram only, but remember, if you want to be part of our community, if you want to join our Hooponopono family, I do live classes, monthly live classes where I answer all your questions. I talk to you if you want to talk to me, or you can just send your question and I will be happy to answer. So that usually happens the last week of every month. I also choose different themes, you know, in every class, but we can talk about anything, you know, that, or you can ask about anything. And then we have our private forum, and we have the daily inspirational cards, and we have the weekly audios and a video library. So you have other resources besides the live class, the monthly live class, and you will belong to a beautiful community where we are like-minded people, where we don't feel the black sheeps, yes, and we support each other in times that are not the easiest, but we remind ourselves of that there is an easier way. So that you will find it in mabelkatz.com/member. Yes. And then the affiliates, okay? Some of you are making money recommending the different programs. And I know, you know, some of you are hurting right now and need some extra income. And this is only just less than part-time, yes? Because maybe a couple of hours a week. And that you find it in mabelkatz.com/affiliates. And for the events, to find out about the New Jersey, mabelkatz.com/events. Let me see. I don't have. Okay, well, I think. But if you go, you'll find it in, because I got confused with the Spanish, but I think it should be events. Anyway, if you are interested, you will find it. Okay? And again, if you are interested in the training in New Jersey in English, be sure to let us know. Okay? I'm gonna say goodbye with a piece of I. Peace to be with you, all my peace, the peace that is I, the peace that is I am, now and forever and evermore. My peace I give to you, my peace I live with you. Not the world's peace, but only my peace, the peace of I. God bless you guys. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Yeah. I cannot push